Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls in that Technicolor rainbow in between, this your boy Trey Proper.
Your boy Big Herb.
It's Mr. Patty.
Rick Stroh.
Thank you guys for joining us here once again on Blerds and Whiskey Live on Facebook as well as YouTube. We got a great show lined up for you, but first things first, as you saw in the beginning, we want to do our condolences to the past, to the going home of a great man, Raleigh James Washington, our own off-camera guy's grandfather. You know, it's very,
OG,
very hard.
The OG.
Oh yeah. So we just want to send one up for him. Thank you for the time and the wisdom that you bestowed upon the family. And thank you for you just being you, because if you wouldn't be you, he wouldn't be here. Well, no, obviously we wouldn't be here because he runs everything in the background. So thanks for my best friend.
I kind of want to share a quick story about him. Well, it's not gonna be quick, but it's just, we do. But I want to share a story about him. He is a great motivator. Because the story we were going to share a story, but it's basically the same story but two different perspectives. Because from my perspective, like I said, he was a great motivator. He, we were moving a grill, I believe. He had EO, he had off-camera guy helping him. He had Mr. Proper helping him, and then he just didn't ask me at all. He just bypassed me. He's like, oh yeah, let's say I got. We got Mr. Hey, Trey, you get your friend. Okay, cool. It looks at me. All right, I think we got enough help. I'm like, I can. You sit down. He's like, what? Like, no love for the skinny dude? He's like, no. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They can handle it. They got big, strong, scrapping young men, that can handle it. So I was like, hold up, no. So I grabbed the other half of the grill and just did it myself. He
puts off camera guy out the way. Like, nah, I got this. I'm
not saying skinny don't mean I'm not strong. And then he's just laughing.
Let's do this. I can do it.
The only thing was missing was war paint going across my face. Like, let's do this. I got this. I'm like laughing. And I'm over here like, I'm sitting here like, he got me to help. I could have been just fine, just chilling in the corner, let them handle it. But nah, my pride got to me and I had to do it. So yes, shout out to the great motivator. What was your side of the story? Because I know you all like, yeah.
I'm on one end of the grill, about to pick it up. Off camera guys on the other side, and he's talking trash to you, and you just see if Cam was an anime person, you just see his dreads start to rise up. Like, no, the hell he didn't. Oh no! Oh, I got strength. I got muscles. What that move? He shoves off, and off camera guy is about my. Well, he was about my size. He's skinny now, bastard. But yeah, he's about my size, and he shoves him out of the way. And Mr. Washington is just cracking up, laughing at the whole scenario as he moving his big ass grill. So it was just
up a hill. Like they couldn't put it in the back of a truck and then drive it up there. Nah, we had to move. We had to do it manual labor.
Wow.
But the ribs, though, the ribs. It's okay.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna fire up the grill today in his honor.
In his honor, yeah. But we just want to send our condolences out to the family. We love you. Thank you for the fun moments, for the fun times, and rest in peace.
Salute.
So let's get on with the show. Of course, we have our usual fare. Let's go around the panel and tell everybody what we drinking this week.
So I'm finishing off the last of this Ciroc Summer Citrus, and I got some Minute Maid tropical juice to go along with it. Tastes pretty good.
Diabetes on top of diabetes.
Diabetes.
I just got I didn't have any resources, but I have leftover Maker's Mark 46 barrel, so I just doing that on the rocks, and then I also have some leftover in the flask. So today is going to be nice and toasty.
Yes, it is.
I'm drinking sake. There's a reason why I'm drinking sake. You'll find out later on in the show, but I'm drinking sake.
Oh yeah. How do you say that?
Taiku.
Taiku. All right. I haven't tried that. I like sake. Sake is a tasty beverage.
Yes, it is.
Tasty beverage.
It is. So I'm making some progress. I'm actually still punishing it off my whiskey right. It's still a tasty beverage as well. I'm going simple this week. I just did whiskey Coke. That's what I'm sipping on.
Can't mess that up.
Yeah, I'm not. Shut up. So Big Herb, hit us up with some church announcements on me.
So we're gonna keep it in the OCG family real quick. Shout out to his sister, Dr. Ashley Bell, for graduating yesterday. So shout out to her.
Right.
As always, we always want to go and let me put out there.
Can I get a prescription for Vicodin?
No.
You don't know if you don't ask. I'm just saying.
You got your answer.
I mean, hey, the worst she can say is no. So
the worst she can say is police.
There you go.
I need them pills, baby.
All right, so Hers Blurbs coming out every week. Also, look at the Homeboy OTTV on Roku, and you can go and check us out on Blerds and Whiskey on Roku as well on OTTV. Also, let's put out another shout out to the homie Skip. He has a new podcast out called Blurred Over Podcast. It is on IG, I believe, and he put it on YouTube as well. So shout out to the homie. If you guys haven't been looking on Netflix as far as the new arrivals that came in earlier this week, just
Yasuke.
Yasuke. It's a Black Samurai. It's an anime that's on an anime movie on Netflix.
It's a series, and I want to apologize to the viewers for yelling. I just got caught in the moment.
No. This is a staple. Every week I butcher shit, and this is just part of the show.
And that's why I'm so mad. That's why I am mad.
Why do we have meetings? We're not supposed to mention this in the church announcements because it is a topic. It's not supposed to be the church announcements. Go to the next church announcement.
BlurCon 2021 is coming back to the DMV. Tickets go on it's the weekend tickets go on sale right now. It's down for $60 for the whole entire weekend. Also, be sure to make sure that you have your vaccines before you go in, because they're not going to allow you in unless you have your vaccine.
And if you need a vaccination card, holla at me, baby. I got you on the low.
You know what?
No.
All right. I'm sorry. I know we're already going off the rails. Even in your own notes that you wrote yourself, you don't even have that listed, and you still said it.
So,
UFC.
Keep going. UFC has 3 black champions of African Americans.
African descent. One is in the heavyweight division, Francis Ngannou. Middleweight division, Israel Adesanya.
Israel Adesanya. I got it. I'll say I got you. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Middleweight champion Israel Adesanya. Welterweight champion Kamaru Usman. 2 from Nigeria, Israel Adesanya, Kamaru Usman. 1 from Cameroon, Francis Ngannou, until John Jones takes his belt in a couple months.
Dana White's got to be turning over in his grave.
Yeah, he's so but fuck him. Moving on. Without Remorse, if you guys have not seen on Amazon Prime, Tom Clancy got some more heat coming out, man. I do fucking love this movie. What'd you guys think of it?
I feel like they're just throwing Tom Clancy's name onto action movies just because.
He did it with video games.
Yeah, I mean that's feel like that's what they're doing. I like the movie. My bad to cut you off, but I like the movie. It was a little unnecessary of Michael B. Jordan wiping himself down in water, but that's neither here nor there. But I mean,
they had to put a little eye candy.
It's called fan service.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I think it was. I think he put on a stunning performance. He was very convincing. You could see the pain. He was dropping tears not the entire time, but you could see he really worked on his acting in this one. Like, you didn't just get a stoic, squinting ass, performance that he usually does in almost every movie. But this time you actually really felt that he was portraying that character, in my opinion. So I enjoyed it. The action was good. The one part that I didn't think was believable, what they showed in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything, is when he set somebody's car on fire and he got in the car to interrogate them.
Yeah.
That took too long. Like, no, you poured gasoline on the car and got in it. no, that would have blown up a long time ago. So, a little nitpicking here and there, but overall, I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah. Go and look at it on Amazon Prime, like we just said. Dark Side of the Ring officially comes out on Vice TV on May the 6th. The first episode will be on Brian Pillman. But go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, the first episode, if you actually subscribe to Vice on YouTube, the first episode is already live. The first 46 minutes. I watched it yesterday. Gave me a newfound respect for Brian Pillman and his character work. Because he wasn't just working the fans. He was working everybody. He was working Bischoff. He worked Vince. He was even working Paul Lee over at ECW.
And I love how none of them would ever admit that he got work. So he's like, no, we totally knew. I was like, go get your money, more money over there, so that they could pay you more over here. So why don't you just pay him more when you had him? No. It would have made the character worth it to the higher ups. I thought you were the higher up. No, but like Eric Bischoff was just not going to go ahead and say, yeah, he got me.
When you're wrong, you're wrong. So. And that concludes the church announcement.
Real quick, before you conclude them, I actually just wanted to we were talking about everybody else starting a podcast. I've actually started up a couple other shows. I have Kinkazoid, which is coming on tonight. And I also have the Snack and Flick, which is coming on Monday night. And Wednesday, there are the Daywalkers, all found on my profiles, YouTube, and everything. Sorry, I had to throw in that quick audible. But speaking of audibles...
Trey living up to his Jamaican heritage. Hey, Mom, talking about work.
Hey, I'm out here. Hey, this voice got to get out here. So if you want to, just check out my profile on Facebook or YouTube, and you'll see the other links. But speaking of audibles that I just threw in there, you guys are starting up one too. So go ahead and plug yours.
I would say something about it, but all the audio.
Oh God, you're not supposed to say what you're gonna do, man.
Save it for next week, man.
But you can still tell the audience. I'm sorry, I'm throwing everything out of the window, but I just figured we plug you guys doing sports and whiskey. So that's coming. Keep a lookout for that.
Yeah, it should be coming out sometime in the middle of the week. But be sure, this is the spinoff to Blerds and Whiskey. Me and the homie Rick Stroh will be doing sports and whiskey, and just stay tuned.
All right. Yeah. Now we conclude the church announcements.
Yeah.
I just figured we throw some stuff out.
No,
but
we got it.
Anyway, let's get into our first topic. Oh, actually, no. Let's transition our first topic by our content creator, our cosplayer of the week. We've got a special one out here, Envy Sayo XO. She's actually found on, of course, all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. She's definitely getting a lot of spotlight right now because of her most recent cosplay. She predominantly does makeup cosplays. So she's painting herself to look like special characters. This week, she did a spotlight on Invincible, which is near and dear to my heart. So I had to shout her out this week. It's amazing. And Omni-Man. So you've been watching it and you know who we're talking about right now. She's on point. It looks beautiful. Like, it's amazing. Like, I just, what you gonna say?
It's the video for me that just the Twister video at the end. It's just
the black movie credits one.
Yeah, the black movie credits is just it's priceless.
It's beautiful. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
What is happening in the comment section on Facebook right now? What is happening here? This is what is going on?
What is going on? I don't have it up.
No, I'm not reading that.
What?
Hey, I'm not reading that.
No.
First,
we'll get onto that when we're done. When we're done talking about the cosplayer of the week, we'll get into that after this. Because anyway. Envy Sayo, she's actually done a couple of notable ones that you see there. Are that's the female Titan. If you see that on the screen at the time I'm looking at it, I'm sorry. Adventure Time, Princess Bubblegum and Marceline, two of my favorites from Adventure Time, and Endeavor from My Heroes. So go follow her, check her out, and like, share, support. And as always, also she's an accountant. So yeah, but go check them out. Help everybody grow so we can do more. Now we can go to that comment. What the who? Why?
I don't know who the fuck this is. I swear to God, I don't even know who this is.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Moving on. We'll talk about this shit later. I don't know. We'll talk about this shit later.
You want to tell us, homie? Anyway.
No,
right,
there's nothing here to talk about.
Yeah, we just have fun here. So that cosplayer leads us into our first topic of the week. Have you been watching Invincible? We had the season finale this past Thursday, and it was epic. It was everything that I wanted it to be. It is almost a shot-for-shot redepiction of the comic, which I'm a stickler for. I loved it. I was excited. I was on the edge of my seat, screaming at the TV, emotions flaring, everything. So let's go around the panel. Tell me what you thought of this final episode, guys.
Yeah, Omni-Man. If Fuck These Humans was a person, it'd be Omni-Man.
Facts.
So
they'd be like, fuck these pets.
It's just like, I mean, and also fuck Amber. I'm still on it. Fuck her. Moving on. I'm.
You know what? No, let's not move on. Let's dig into. Let's dive into that real quick.
No, because
why fuck Amber? Why do you say fuck?
First things first. If I'm just saying this. If you knew that I'm a superhero for 2 whole weeks, you know that this world is literally getting trampled by all these buildings falling on people, aliens coming from out of nowhere killing people, and I'm trying to hide my identity so you don't get hurt, and you sit there and call me a bad boyfriend when I know that you collect rocks, and I flew to fucking Mars and brought you a Mars rock, and you calling me a bad boyfriend? No, fuck her. I'm not gonna say what I would say. But I'm saying, no, the hell with her. And then as soon as you find out that I'm getting my ass whipped by my dad, I get handed to me. You come knocking on the door. Oh, are you all right? No, fuck you, bitch. Move. I ain't not close the fucking door. Fuck her. That's how I feel. And I'm not gonna change it.
Well, we're not asking you to change it, but we're asking you to like kind of figure out the root of your anger issues here.
Cause she is being that word. That's why. You sit here and you know that I'm sitting here saving the world. You saw me literally save the whole entire college that we are at.
So I'm gonna go ahead and stop your rant there for 2 reasons. One, you didn't do none of that. You're never going to do any of that. That's not even your perspective, or to think about like, man, I'm a superhero. No, you're not. So I don't know why you're even thinking that deep into a plot device.
No, yeah,
and
you
then
can sit there and insult me all you want. I don't give.
No, but I mean, you take it how you want. But I'm just trying to figure out like what reason was like this. That was you're really visibly angry at a character on TV, like
I'm invested. And I'm just invested. I mean, to be completely honest, it's like I just don't like it. It's just like, come on, like. You're sitting there. You want to be mad at me because I'm saving the world? Really? I mean, being mad at him because he's saving the world, and he doesn't want to put you in harm's way. I'm like, and then you try to come back and kiss his ass to say like, "Oh, are you okay?" No, the hell with her.
Hey, peep the heel turn. Peep the heel turn. Mark should have communicated a lot better, Herb. He was a very irresponsible young boy. He should have been communicating a lot more.
Wow.
The issue that she has she's more mad. I mean, I don't know. She's mad at the fact that he didn't actually come out and tell her, which I'm like, well, I've only known you for 2 weeks, so I can't really tell you the truth here. I mean, like literally, I've only known you for 2 weeks. I had a crush on you from afar, and then we've only been dating for a week, and now around the same time I got my powers. So once he figures out that balancing act, maybe then he'll hook back up with her. But I mean, I don't know. I said
this last week. We got to keep in mind, even though these are fictional characters, we're talking about the mindset of a 16 or 17-year-old girl. They are not exactly the most 16 and 17-year-old children in general. Before I get attacked, they're not the most rational thinkers in the world. It's my way or the highway, and anything can piss me off and send me down the wrong around the wrong road. So I don't get too invested in that, but. I asked the question, why do you feel that way? Because I want to get a feel of why you feel that way.
It's cool. And I mean, man, look, we all cool here on Blerds and Whiskey. So, I mean, hey, we family and shit. Hey, we going to just go back and forth. Look, I just don't like her. I just don't fucking like her.
And that's fair.
Yeah,
That's
and it's
you-
just
you know what?
and I mean we all look they're teens. I get it. I just don't like it.
You know what I like? I like using your son to cut a train in half. That's what I like.
okay.
Oh,
I thoroughly enjoyed that, where he used his son to cut in half a train, both killing hundreds of people and traumatizing his superpowered son. It was amazing. Only thing it needed was Battle Beast there, just club the people who were like standing there waiting at bats to hit people as they flew out of the train. That's the only thing that was missing from that scene. Then everybody's all up in arms because Omni-Man was just like, yeah, I love your mother, but she's more like a pet. Yes, show that you are the alpha superpower being. Show them. Loved every minute of that.
Mr. Patty, what did you think?
I as a comic book, someone who actually read the comic and is enjoying the show, like they definitely pretty much, they had to take some liberties here and there, stretch some things out and stuff like that. I like the format, the fact it's a 6-episode season and not like a 20 episode season, which does terrible storytelling in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I shouldn't have laughed as hard as I did, but I did laugh at that part where he saved that pilot. The guy thought the energy beams cut the jet in half. He exploded. He ejected out of it. Then his parachute wouldn't work. And then as soon as he pulled the parachute with his super strength, the parachute flew off and the seat's still falling with the guy in it. So he has to fly at super speed and catch him at the very last second. This guy literally already had 4 near-death experiences and not a single stain in his pants. And then he's all like, I almost died. And then you see the shadow of Omni-Man behind him looming. And y'all remember Hot Shots where the guy was Dead Meat Thompson or whatever? And he's all like, before he gets on the plane, he's all like, hey, honey, it took me all night, but I finally figured out who killed JFK. Where'd you have it? Did you have it at the office? No, I have it on my safekeeping. It's in my pocket. I figured out global warming, too. Oh, by dinner time? Yeah, we should have all those plans done. And then he dies. It was almost perfectly set up like that. That's how that scene was. And I was just sitting here just like, that's supposed to be tragic, but I'm laughing. I am sick.
It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny because like you just put in the perfect terms how much effort that Mark put into saving this dude. And Omni-Man literally with the squeeze of his fingers ended everything. Like that was hilarious. The show I haven't read the comics and the show just hit on so much stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like you said, I really shouldn't be laughing at this much dismemberment, but it was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious.
So
I saved you from a falling building. Yeah, your arm.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I've taken away from the final episode is that in the comics you didn't get to see Mark's mother's react, because in the comics as well as in the show he has a microphone in that they can hear the whole conversation. They have cameras flying around. In the comics, you didn't get to see his mom's reaction to his father's words. I'm not going to go into detail about what his father said. It was pretty freaking psychologically fucking, but it was deep. And you could see they animated her visibly going through pain as she listens to this. So it's more than just a cartoon, people. It's more than just some testosterone-filled joyride. You're going to get a lot out of this. So even though we've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks, I urge you guys to go to Amazon Prime and check it out. Binge it. What are you going to do? Watch Households of Atlanta or something? No, watch this. It's great. It's amazing. Pick it up. Pick up the comic. Read it. Watch it. Just imbibe it. It's great. It's worth your time. But with that said, we also have another superhero epic that's coming out that's also near and dear to my heart. On Netflix, May 7th, Jupiter's Legacy is coming out, and it's along the same lines of Invincible, but they're all Earth-based. There is a superhero, what do they call it?
Team.
Superhero-like character who raises a family, and shit goes wrong. But this is live action. So I have a question for the panel as well, and it kind of is based on the conversation we were having earlier. Do you think that Invincible would have been good as a live action? Do you think it would have worked?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right.
Not at all. Not at all.
Just to clear. Go ahead, Cam. Go ahead.
Like so one thing about Invincible that a lot of people aren't picking up is the colors. The color schemes and everything are just too vibrant. It's very comic bookish. live action would have muted those colors. They wouldn't have been, or if they were nearly as the colors that they were drawn, it would look very corny. Like it's perfect. It was perfect as a cartoon because they get to do way more physically. That's impossible as opposed to with special effects or CG. So yeah. Plus, like so much blood. Like do Viltrumites are just pockets of blood. Like they're just huge fat bags of sacks of like, and it's like every punch is like a gallon.
Yeah.
Every punch. Yeah. Bro, like like y'all remember anime Tarantino, whatever. It's just like just squirting blood. I'm like, yo, you just pulled a nail.
Yeah.
Like,
remember the dance house party scene at the beginning of the first Blade?
Yeah.
That's how much blood would be on screen the whole show. Like there is no way that they would never let that happen. Like they would spend $100 million on blood effects alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just even Chuck pointed this out in the comments. Omni-Man trying to get his son to comprehend where he's coming from as he's literally strikes his brain up against the mountain. That alone, just how do you? No, it's perfect as it is in an actual cartoon. Don't put this on. I just like what Cam said. I love how it's set up as far as animated. It's perfect, and then it's way too gory for just reality. Like
we've seen some pretty gory stuff out there.
Yeah, but this is fucking awesome. I mean, I know we got that from the boys as far as like blood everywhere, but nowhere near as far as like animated. Nah, keep it animated. It's fine where it is.
Buckets and paint.
Chuck Clark, I hate you. He just found another way to quote, "If you're not first, you're last." In the comments on Facebook, I hate you so much. We're really gonna have a knife fight.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. So it's funny you mentioned if you're not first, you're last, because that's actually kind of like kind of like similar to our character week. So let's go ahead and roll that footage, and we'll explain everything in a second. But if you're not first, you're last. Character of the week. So, today's character week is Takashi Sozaki's manga turned anime, Afro Samurai, voiced by Samuel L. Jackson himself. Afro Samurai is a fusion of feudal Japan, futuristic science fiction, and Western hip-hop. It follows the tale of a guy named Afro Samurai who is avenging his father's death. When Afro was a young boy, he witnessed his father being murdered by a man named Justice for his headband. He was the #1 fighter. Basically, in that world, when you're the #1 fighter, you possess godlike abilities and possible immortality. Under the tutelage of Swordmaster, who was a master of swords, he trained a young Afro Samurai in the ways of Bushido, for the sole purpose of actually gathering all the headbands so that he can challenge the #1. Now, the rules were, in this particular world, the #1 fighter can only be challenged by the #2 fighter, but the #2 fighter can be challenged by any fighter at any time, so that he may or may not lose the rank of #2 to challenge the #1 fighter. There isn't much to the plot. Basically, it's not a tournament style, but it's a beat your opponent, move on to the next opponent style fighting, or accepting a challenge from another fighter type of storyline to eventually get to the main bad guy, which is a guy named Justice. Now, the thing about Afro Samurai, to me, is one of those style over substance type fandoms, because the actual story itself and the character development doesn't really happen much. So you're not really falling in love with the character, but you love the way how this whole thing looks, the whole universe, the design, the flow of this hair in certain scenes. As a young man, Takashi was enamored by the Western hip-hop influence, and also the influence that Asia had on hip-hop. That love is actually what helped him create the style or the look of Afro Samurai. When it was in process of becoming an anime, it was picked up by, I believe it was Gonzo Studios, and somehow the trailer found its way to someone in America named Samuel L. Jackson, who fell in love with it. So with him backing this up, he became the voice of Afro Samurai. The voice of Justice, which was the main antagonist of it, was the voice of Ron Perlman. So with Samuel L. Jackson and Ron Perlman heading this up as two big Major League American actors doing the voice acting for it, other voice actors followed, but then also the soundtrack was produced by RZA. You know, he loves to get his hands and stuff like that, so there we go. Now, the thing about it, along with his love of hip-hop, the Takashi Ozaki was also inspired by Yasuke, the tale of a obsidian samurai. So shout out to the special, unique look of Afro Samurai and the influence that it had. Like, share, and subscribe. Back to you guys.
Will be number one. Get your money, man.
Yeah, Afro Samurai, definitely style of substance. But speaking of afros, if you want your beard to look as luxurious as Afro Samurai's afro, you can go on to blerdsandwhiskey.com. Go to our partners page, get the product, go to Beard Struggle, use a promo code Blerds1, and you too can have a randomly flowing beard that goes in any direction, no matter what the wind direction is going. Because that's how Afro Samurai's afro was just like a globulus of black mass, and I was loving all the dynamics of that.
You know, before we transition on, I had a question for you guys because we did mention. Oh wait, no, because he brought it up earlier. That's what threw me off. But yeah. Yasuke on Netflix. How did you guys feel about that? Like, how did you enjoy the show? Did you watch it first off?
I watched it. It's a 6-episode series on Netflix. So I didn't watch the trailer. I didn't realize how deep into so they say things based off a true story. They just mean just the name alone because nothing else in there had anything to do with Yasuke at all. But just the names and his history. Like, it was true. He was a servant, or I like politically correct. They say that one. He's an indentured servant. Oh, love that. He was a freelance worker in Japan. Now, what's unknown is where he came from, because there was any number of places where he could have come from. Ethiopia, Naruto. There's like so many different African continents that he could have found his way from. That could have found his way as a trade over to where they're at. But he eventually did found his way over there. Now, the funny thing about it, they depict him as a giant of a man and a strength of 10 men. He was like 6'2".
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, so, considering where he was.
I know, yeah. but that's just it though. Like, yeah. So the way how they do history is funny. But speaking the way how they do history is like they also kind of like whitewash a lot of history, because not a lot of people know that this is actually based off of an actual samurai of African descent. The racism was, they weren't politically correct, so the racism was heavily flowing there. So he had to deal with the fact that they did not believe that it was not war paint or dirt on his skin, that he actually was legit a man of that skin tone. Yeah, they tried to wash him several times until they realized that, oh, wait, this is my skin. Like, oh, yeah. He wasn't fluent in Japanese, but he spoke enough Japanese to survive there.
Yeah, and the unfortunate part about Yasuke to me is every time I have yet to watch it on Netflix. I'm gonna make a point to try and finish it today, or start and finish it today. The thing that I think about is I get sad about it is the fact that Chadwick Boseman was supposed to play him in a live action movie. Yeah. I saw that story about 3 years ago. Actually, that was something I was actually looking really forward to, and unfortunately, it's now been turned into an anime. But I can't wait to see it. But yeah, They whitewash a lot. They whitewash us out of history a lot. There are a lot of ancient Black warriors that took place across several different cultures that they just excluded from time because Black.
Good one. Kind of like Black Vikings. Like, people don't think that the Vikings exist. I'm like, yeah, there were Black Vikings. No, because like, everyone who is depicted as a Viking is of fair skin or white. And I remember a couple of TikToks where this guy claimed to be a Black Viking or of a Black Viking descent, and all the gatekeepers are like, there are no such thing as Black Vikings. You're appropriating our culture. And I'm like, but you're not Nordic. But yeah. But upon doing some research, there, especially like if you watch the Vikings TV series, they did actually, I think it's season 2, they found their way over. They go to Morocco. And they kind of like I guess they did like a cultural exchange of some sort, but then they started having some Vikings of their own that were of darker skin. In fact, when the Vikings invaded, I believe it was Ireland, they describe, I can't remember the names, but they described two sets of Vikings that were, that took over or was plundering. One was the white Vikings and one was the black Vikings. And you got to imagine like the Viking descent and off-camera guys got something to say. So, hey, EO, I don't think they can hear you. Yeah, they can't hear you the whole time you've been talking.
Crap. So you've just been sitting there staring at us as we stare.
So we apologize.
Build the white flag, guys. It's okay. So basically what he was saying is that kind of tying into what we were talking about, especially what Aaron LaGrange said, the Hidden Colors DVD shows a lot of those cases. And that's true. There are a lot of things, a lot of Black people in history. We were the first people. We are in everything. We are everywhere. You can't get
most people that go ahead.
One of the things that off-camera guy was trying to say was that in a kind of like a cultural exchange in a way, like when you have kings, warriors, explorers, and they go to other places and they kind of like integrate people and they go back and forth. It's like, oh, okay, like they leave a couple behind. Some people, they take a couple people with them. And that's just how they do what's culture exchange. As an art history major, that was one of the things that I picked up on is a lot of, neighboring or sometimes warring or visiting countries would end up taking parts of the civilization and indoctrinating that into their art style, which is how art became more inclusive to what's going on right nowadays. So, culture exchange is a very big thing in history. Exchange, not appropriation. There's a difference.
And most people don't know that the reason why Shaka Zulu and the Zulu tribe were such great conquerors and fighters is because they developed one of the oldest forms of martial art. Like it's almost as old as Asian martial arts. Like it's one of the oldest and most deadliest forms. A lot of people don't know that the legend of the Amazons. So the Amazons weren't a bunch of Greek white women. They were actually Black women. They actually defeated. I believe they defeated like a French army or something like. It was either French or it was Leopold II and his group. They defeated them, and they couldn't go back to their president, their leaders, saying that they got defeated by a tribe of African women. So they made this story about it was a bunch of displaced Greek women who were really, really big, and they were extra athletic and great warriors. So again, they continually try to whitewash and change our history of us being warriors and kings and princes and princesses and queens, and they try to change it and bastardize it to whatever fits their narrative or makes them more comfortable. But the truth is that's not who we are. That's not where we come from. We are a legion and a tribe of warriors. Jamaica, I'm not going to stab him in the face just in Off-camera guys going to chip in real quick.
And please let us know if you can or can't hear him.
Please.
All right, so essentially what it is that I was trying to say that, the African continent is one of the largest continents on the planet. And we have been here from the beginning. We are essentially, you could say, the original people. It's debatable depending on what wheelhouse you ride for. So, yeah, we have our conquerors. We have our leaders. We have our champions. We have, and of course, everybody just wants to associate us with slaves. But you can look at Othello. It goes back beyond Shakespearean history. Like, we have been out there fighting a good fight and doing what we believe is right for whatever it is we believe in. And so we're talking about warriors. Like, none of that is really relayed through the history that is taught. It's like we just dragged off of this little continent and subjugated. No, let's not. OCG out.
Because one of the roles I was auditioning for in a local play about a few years ago was Aaron the Moor. And the Moor is for those who don't know, the Moor is a group of people or warriors from a, and they were all of them were of African descent or just brown in general.
It was Morgan Freeman in there.
I knew he was gonna say something. I knew it.
But then in the European culture, anyone they saw that was just dark in general, they just called him a Moor. Whether they could have been from the place where Moors were from, they could have been from Spain or India. It didn't matter if they were dark, they were a Moor, and so it became a group of people to a racial slur. As Rick Stroh pointed out, he mentioned Morgan Freeman. So I think it was Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, where Morgan Freeman's perfectly English speaking ass was all like,
Christian.
Christian. Yeah, they call him Christian. Yeah, that dude was old from jump, man. That dude, he looks the same. He looks as old as he did. But no, there was, he was often referred to as a Moor. So, and I had no idea. My parents couldn't really explain what a Moor was because Wikipedia didn't exactly was hot pop back then, so I had to actually look up the word Moor in an encyclopedia.
It said Morgan Freeman.
I mean,
the only thing was missing is him doing a narration to. Wait, did he do a narration to Robin Hood?
I think he
and
did.
they kicked me out of the house because I was too dark to be.
They didn't. Their pale Jesus wasn't approving of me.
I mean, I find it very interesting. I personally have not done much looking into it, so I'm happy to learn a lot more about our melanated history. I have been aware of the fact that we have had champions and conquerors, and that we were more than just slaves or people running around the bush with a fucking spear. I know that our people was more than that. We taught, and we were the beginning. We were the first people. So I'm looking forward to seeing more depictions of that happening. And
we taught the Europeans how to wash their asses.
We taught them proper bathroom habits.
Yeah. What? Front to back, sir.
And apparently, because of Bernie Mac, we taught him how to strip too. So, but hey.
So it's funny. Back to Yasuke though. I don't know if it's a hot take or what, but for those who have seen it, nothing against the guy who played him, who did the voiceover for him. He's excellent. Yeah, he's an excellent actor. Lakeith Stanfield is an excellent actor and everything. The dude's great, but his voice doesn't quite resonate well for this physically imposing warrior-bound person. Like he's. I'm not saying he's a bad actor, but his voice just doesn't work with that character. But
he was going for like the quiet, stoic, reserved. Don't show much emotion, but if you've seen Lakeith Stanfield acting things, he's the same. He's typecasted as the same person in everything that he's in. So,
pretty much. Yeah.
So why get a dude to do an imitation of Keith David when Keith David is available? I don't understand that. Like why? Why not just,
I mean, they could even got Phil Lamar, who did the voice of the Black Green Lantern. He would have been he is a barrel
Samurai
chest.
Jack.
Yeah, he's Samurai Jack.
Phil Lamar is the Mark Wahlberg of voice actors. He's always playing annoyed and confused.
Yes,
always annoyed and confused.
But that would have fit perfectly. That would have been awesome.
Like, as an African in Japan, I'm pretty sure I'd be annoyed and confused too.
I do want to go one day.
I am a giant of a man. You're just over 6 feet. You're just over.
I thought that was because they had other giants. They had literal giants there. There was a woman who could transform into a bear.
Yeah,
she towered over top of them.
Yeah, but they took some liberties. No, I'm talking about like the actual historical transcript of Yasuke.
Okay.
By the way, his name really isn't Yasuke, but they did the whole Toby with the Kunta Kinte thing. It's like, oh, my name is Kunta Kinte. Your new name is Toby. I forgot his real name, but it's like, your new name is Yasuke. I can't pronounce that. I don't have the capacity to speak your African name.
So what just a thought? What do y'all think of if Kevin Michael Richardson was to be able to play that part as well?
I mean, I'd be fine with that, just as long as it's not like the soft-spoken Lakeith Stanfield. Like he's again, it's not about his acting; it's about the actual voice voice and the timbre of him playing that type of character.
He sounded like he was high the whole time.
Hey, real quick, you guys might want to duck because I'm about to swing for the fences. Speaking of strength of voice, you can get strength of body by going to the Blerds and Whiskey promo page clicking on our partners tab and going to FNXFit.com. FNX Fit has everything that you need to increase your strength of voice, strength of body. If you're trying to gain some inches on your arms, if you're trying to just find good products to work out with, go to FNX Fit. Use the promo code FNXBlurs13 to get 15% off your purchases from FNXFit.com. That is how you concuss Jason Todd.
So Jamaica has a question about Yasuke. He said, "Do you think the passing of Chadwick Boseman made Netflix kind of rush the production of this? Maybe. Chadwick Boseman was supposed to be the live action version of that one, so I don't know if I don't think their cast choicing was a rush. But again, like the whole anime style of American, I'm gonna leave that topic alone. I'm not gonna go in there, Cam. No.
Go there.
But yeah,
Why
like
not?
the rushing. No, we don't have the time for that. The rushing of. No. It's a whole separate subject about like anime style versus the origin and the word. It's not conducive to this topic right now. I'm sorry. We'll save that for later. Or we can say that when I do my spinoff, hashtag Camism, coming soon to Spotify and SoundCloud and YouTube.
Let's
coming
go.
this summer.
Help us grow so we can do more. Everybody.
Speaking of hashtag Camism, I should have said this after Character Week. If y'all actually want to see more Characters of the Week or just the Character Weeks alone, but as a separate thing, I do have a separate YouTube page called hashtag Camism, KAMISM. You can search YouTube that and you can look up all the past Characters of the Week and stuff like that. But no, I don't think Chadwick Boseman passing had anything to do with the rushing of it. If it would be more rushing of the live action, which is what had got him credited for that name. Because in the past, like I say, like 3-4 years, Yasuke's name has come up because Chadwick Boseman decided to play him. Which now, and I'm starting to think, I haven't done the research on this, but I'm thinking like as part of the whitewashing of history, what if that movie with Tom Cruise, The Last Samurai, was like a whitewash version of Yasuke?
It basically wasn't it? Like black guy gets lost in Japan and they raise him up and
pretty much
or help him out
from servant to samurai.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, yeah,
they put that. I can see it. I can honestly see that because they did put the white spin on it. It's just like, oh, he's a disgraced Civil War general, and now we bring him over here to fight against the samurai. Wait a minute, he finds their pure heart because they gave him a wife and some sake. We like you now. You're one of us.
Sake! That's all I remember from that movie is him screaming drunk on the floor, asking for more liquor. Like, get the fuck out of here. And on top of that, Tom Cruise is all of 5'1". Well, that means he would have fit in perfectly.
So he fit right.
Wow.
Yeah,
I was going to say he fit right.
I'm not being racist. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to think. So wait, let me ask y'all a question. If it's a Tom Cruise movie, was he running?
He was. He runs in every movie.
Yeah.
He's running on the battlefield. They have guns. He has a sword, and he's charging into battle, and nobody shoots him.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the concept of a white guy finding his way into Japan is more likely than an African finding his way to Japan. But it's just like they privilege. They just walk in and hey, I like this place. I think I'm gonna like it here.
He did a Kenshin run.
What you say?
Say what?
Rurouni Kenshin. He actually had a Rurouni Kenshin.
Yes, you got it. Off camera guy has something he wants to add to the conversation. Okay.
So we're gonna move on.
So speaking of Black Samurais, Ghost Dog, throwback show of the week. It was written movie. It was written and directed by Jim Jarmusch. The best way to describe this movie is a very seamless East meets West cocktail of samurai movies and hip hop culture, with some Sopranos thrown into it with a little bit. So I mean, just a measure. I mean, because that's the best way that I could possibly describe this.
Yes, that is the best way that you could describe it. Oh wow. First of all, has anyone actually other than me and Rick, has anyone else seen that movie? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it me or was it Forrest Whitaker definitely phoned it in because he's supposed to be a great swordsman from wherever, but his sword handling skills was like so subpar. Like I did better with my friends playing ninjas with like sticks to be found in the woods than I saw in those choreographed fight scenes with those the painted on cornrows. Oh my god! Like that was the worst part.
Tyler Perry would be proud.
Yeah, that was worse. They were worse than Tyler Perry's joints. You know?
I'm trying to tell you, they probably hired some high-level swordsmen to work with him for like a month on that. This Nick Forrest showed up and went to what class? Like, I hold it here, and I hold it here. All right, we good. I gotta go. I got. Tips.
The instructor was standing on his left side the entire time.
Oh no! Oh,
Shots fired. Shots fired. Because it cracks me up every time I saw him with his silencer. It was silenced 9mm, doing his little kata and sheathing his gun. Like he literally did. This is what he did. This is exactly what he did. Then he put his gun away. It's not a samurai sword, sir. It's a gun. Just put it in the holster.
And then RZA just randomly showing up for no reason. I'm like, you just can't help yourself. It's just like, yo, this is a hood Wu-Tang movie. I gotta be in it. Duh.
He's like, you're the swords in it? They got swords? I'm there. I am the ambassador of black and white and black and yellow culture. So that's what RZA thought he was.
So since we've been speaking about Black warriors, and this is Blerds and Whiskey, I got another audible question for you guys. Out of all of the fandoms we have out there, which fictional Black character would win in a free-for-all against other Black characters, as far as a martial artist, a samurai, whatever have you? Who would you pick to win in a, if we had, each could pick a champion?
Is our weapons legal? Are weapons legal?
Yes, weapons.
So hypothetically, Spawn with his axe from
you Soul Calibur off camera, guys.
Soul Calibur could come in, right?
No, my mic is on now. All right, y'all gotta wait. All right, if you're going to propose a battle royale of Black fictional warriors, or even
you call it battle royale because.
Nah. All right, yeah, definitely battle royale. Yes. All right. So, you got to put rules on that, sir. Like, what universe are we talking about? Fictional warriors or real ones?
Fictional warriors.
Fictional. Like
warriors.
So like Bronze Tiger versus Luke Cage type stuff.
Yeah. Well, right. Okay. Yes, you're right. I do have to put caveats on that. Not super powered, I guess, because Luke Cage some people would hand Luke Cage's ass.
I was about to say I was going straight Kratos. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Kratos is Black.
Yeah, no, Kratos.
Which is also why I picked Spawn with the battle axe from Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Spawn, you got Kratos. Who you got, Big Herb?
I was gonna go with Spawn too. So I mean, that's
now he's already taken pictures.
Shit.
You mentioned one earlier off the call.
Come on, Dead Air.
There you go. You got Blade. Off camera guy. Who you got? Shut up, Eric McRae.
Mace win, dude. Mace win.
Turn. All right. So Cam called Spawn with Agony, the axe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did.
Y'all don't realize that Agony is not only the axe but the cape. Mm-hmm. And the symbiote that he can make anything he wants. Of course, I'm going to pick Spawn.
He's already picked.
He's already been picked. Man, it's almost like I was strategic with this thing.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? No, real talk.
Chapel?
Nah, it ain't gonna be Chapel. I will put Raleigh James Washington against everybody. If he had been afforded the same, powers. Yeah. We got Earl Simmons.
He'll probably motivate some of the superheroes to work for him. He's like, I ain't going. He's like, I know that skinny. You too skinny. Talking Luke Cage. Call Luke Cage skinny. Talking about like, don't sit this one down. Sit this one down, young man. Let the big boys handle this. And Luke Cage will be like, what? And then he's gonna motivate him to fight on his behalf. Watch this. Then he's gonna be lugging up grills uphill.
Oh my God! Just chucking them like they're nothing. You know what? You know what? Grandpa Washington, he wins this hands down. He wins it. I was gonna say Mace Windu, but somebody already said it in the comments. I don't like you, but yeah, Mace. Granddad Washington wins this one. Why not? Wait, why not Mace? What?
Because he got blown up. He got defeated by an emo little kid, man.
That was Darth Vader pre-helmet.
Did he have the high ground? Actually, Cam, technically he did have the high ground because he was standing on a windowsill.
but if you look at the Clone Wars, he survived that. He does live on. So Mace Windu is just he's in the catacombs.
So
yeah. I think that about wraps it up for us, gentlemen. I think we've hit all our points. Anything else you guys want to shout out, say, big up, whatever have you?
I would like to thank and appreciate viewers that we have right now. Day ones, y'all the real ones. We appreciate you all coming in our comment section, interacting with us, liking, sharing, subscribing. I love all that stuff. It's just great, and we do appreciate you just showing up. So shout out to you all.
Thank you very much. And of course, check us out on all our platforms. Blerds and Whiskey's got Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. Of course, I'm going to throw that out there. Your boy Trey Proper, everywhere you can find me, especially Cash App. Wink, wink. Where can they find you guys?
Twitter, Mr. Petty BNW, and hashtag Camism on TikTok, as you mentioned. I guess the second highest. I put DMV on the map last week. Someone recently thought that the DMV stands for Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia, to which I was like,
I've never been more proud of
Delaware.
He went off.
Yeah,
legit. I was so proud of him. I actually went up 1,800 followers since one of the last posts I posted. It was basically somebody, a white person butchering the Spanish language as far as with food. So thank you all for getting the follows up as well.
Thank who? Thank who for that? Thank who?
You got some nerve, Herb.
Thank who you
Thank you, guys.
You got some nerve on that one.
I'm talking about you two, Cam and Trey.
Guys. Yeah, I sent that to you, homie.
No, but you guys have been both sending me shit every week. And this thing, both of you contribute to my success. Credit. So
I'm just over here. I'm just mad. He's mad at someone for butchering languages over here.
Yeah, I mean, it's Herb's words. But guys, it's coming to an end. We appreciate you guys for watching. As always,
y'all was just no. You don't get to cut me off because y'all talking about your social medias. I didn't get to announce mine.
My bad.
You don't follow me. I follow you.
Up to it.
I can't stand this mother.
Fuck those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Drink, motherfucking drink.
And we out this bitch. Get a TikTok, Bama. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and that Technicolor rainbow in between, it's your boy Trey Proper.
It's your boy Big Herb.
And thank you for watching Blerds and Whiskey.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe on all social media platforms.
And check us out on blerdsandwhiskey.com.
Be sure to get that merch.
And come take this shot.